So I've never seen this, but what I hear about and hear about regularly, their global terrorist weapon or their terrorist threat, their underground communications network through chips and maybe through certain bandwidths in telecommunications networks and satellites, where they slander and smear and threaten people globally on a large scale. This is a global terrorist weapon. They're using it to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. Like I said, people need to arrest these people because they are terrorists. And anyone who knows about their global terrorist weapon, who doesn't arrest them or report them, becomes culpable. Not reporting terrorism is 8 years in prison, maybe longer, and becoming an accessory or an accomplice um, may make you have to serve time even longer. I'm Alexander Suriajani, long black hair, man bun, eyebrow ring. Don't fall for them taking advantage of times or some hustle they're pulling with YouTubes. Yeah, here's the time. So don't fall for that because I'm doing that now because they're probably pulling some hustle as usual, logging system hustles as usual, and tampering. Contact YouTube for the real times of my broadcast on YouTube because they're always pulling some hustle or some attempt to frame. They all keep trying to get out of trouble for highly illegal shit they've been doing to me and doing to others. Either way, they're global platform for communication, whatever the hell these guys are doing. They're using it for threats and intimidation and intimidating, coercing civilian populations, which is terrorism. If you know about it, report it. Like I've been doing ever since I've been putting stuff together. I've been reporting different components of their terrorist agendas, from implantation to hand tying exercises to different tools they're using for financing terrorism, such as illegal gambling, illegal investments, blackmail, extortion, betting manipulation, illegal fundraisers with stolen property, and then supposedly opening some research lab for raising 1 billion and opening a research lab for 100,000 and not even doing the research. So I've been analyzing these people over 5 years and 5 months, ever since I've been hearing about this via telepathy, since I had a device in my brain. But key point: if you're aware of their global terrorist weapon, where they're using this platform to slander and smear and threaten people globally, you will be culpable if you don't report these people. And if you lie for these terrorists, you become an accessory or an accomplice, which is even longer than 8 years in prison. Don't become an accessory. Don't become an accomplice. And in a sense, if you're lying for terrorists, they may even consider you a terrorist as you serve a role or function. If you're creating data nightmares for terrorists, that may mean you are a terrorist if you're serving a role or function for a terrorist organization. If you're manufacturing evidence for terrorists, that may mean you serve a role or function in a terrorist organization. If you're running slander and smear campaigns for terrorists, that may mean you serve a role or function in a terrorist organization. So you may in a terrorist organization, so you may be even considered a terrorist, which means that's life in prison, potentially a death penalty. So if you know of these terrorists, these evildoers, these human rights violators, civil rights violators with no respect for human life, involved with economic espionage, IP theft, terrorist financing, breaches of Nuremberg Code, financing highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation, financing organized crimes such as RICO and illegal gambling rings, and more, report them. Don't become culpable. Don't become an accessory. Don't become an accomplice. And don't become a terrorist. Because if you respect your freedom is your greatest gift, you should respect your freedom. You don't want to get your assets freezed and seized for being involved in a RICO, being involved in terrorism. You don't want to become culpable. You don't want to endanger your family. So, yeah, don't become a terrorist. Don't become culpable. Don't be accomplice. Don't be an accessory. And a lot of these people I'm a victim of are pure evil, pure negativity. I mean, they have no respect for human life. They think they have the right to experiment on human life with WMDs, for crying out loud, implantation weapons, implantable devices, and hold people's nervous system hostage. So these are real live grade A pieces of shit human beings. Don't feel bad for them. Don't have sympathy for them. They have zero respect for human life. Pure evil, pure negativity. Some of the most repulsive people you will ever encounter in your life. I mean, they sexually violate disabled people for entertainment. They abuse human life for entertainment. They make threat bets, which is another form of intimidating and coercing civilian populations. They use weapons of mass destruction on human life for entertainment, such as radiation dispersal devices, radiation weapons that emit gamma radiation. They try to participate in cancer beds and give people cancer for entertainment. And then they'll actually peddle slander with malice to try to justify it and try to make innocent people or victims of their sexual violence and other crimes look evil. That's part of their propaganda hustle and their propaganda machine. So these people are pure evil and evildoers. They're not greater good. They're not freedom fighters. They're not giving money to you out of altruism. They're giving money away out of survival and desperation. So don't fall for these guys' bullshit. Oh, here's 100, brother. Here's another. Here's some money. I'm altruistic. No, it's a survival strategy. It's a tactic out of desperation. It's not greater good. It's not for the well-being of others. It's not selfless concern for the well-being of others. It's all selfish agendas. And it's all about them trying to push this idea of them being greater good, them being freedom fighters, them being an extending hand to a helping, extending hand, a good Samaritan. When it's all about deceit and deception, selfish agendas, being oppressors, and being covert while they're really the evildoer, the oppressor, the monster, the Satan wearing a mask of a good guy, a generous guy, an altruistic guy, a freedom fighter when they're participating in new age mind slavery and other crimes so severe your mind would be blown. Don't fall for these bullshit artists and confidence men and swindlers bullshit. Don't fall for their repackaging hustles. Don't fall for any of their nonsense. Praise Jesus. All right.